At least 20 people are dead after a United Nations plane crash in the Congo. It happened yesterday in Kinshasa, Africa. The small aircraft was carrying 32 UN officials and crashed while attempting to land. High winds caused the plane to lose control. This is yet another blow to the UN. Over the weekend, 7 officials were brutally murdered in Afghanistan. Japanese car makers are suffering a major blow after the tsunami and earthquake last month. Honda, Nissan, and Toyota sales are expected to slow over the summer. Car production in Japan has dropped dramatically by about 40%. Some Midwest factories will close for a few days this month because they just don't have the parts they need to keep working.
It begins with us. That's President Obama's new slogan for his re-election campaign. The president kicked off the campaign with a short video on barackobama.com. The video shows ordinary Americans reflecting on his years in office. Obama's campaign hopes to raise $1 billion. The president returns to Chicago next week for a fundraiser for the Democratic National Committee. CBS evening anchor Katie Couric might have a new job. The Associated Press is reporting that Couric will leave the desk in early June to start a syndicated talk show. Couric was the first female to anchor network news broadcasts when she signed on 5 years ago. So far, no comment from CBS or Couric.
Next on Newsbeat, if you need a job, look for the Golden Arches. McDonald's is hiring. Find out how many jobs next.
Plus, Charlie Sheen brings one-man show to Chicago after being booed in Detroit. So, how did he do here?
I'm Allison Rodriguez. The weather is finally warming up. Will rain or sunshine follow? I'll have your forecast coming up.
Welcome home, man.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
One of the largest internet security breaches over the weekend is reaffirming that our online activity may not be as safe as we think. A hacker exposed personal information of customers at more than 50 companies. After breaking into records at data firm known as Epsilon, customers at companies like Citibank, Chase, and Best Buy awoke with emails explaining the incident. The company is insisting that only the customers' email addresses and names were exposed and is continuing to investigate.
McDonald's says it has something you'll love. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Try 50,000 positions nationwide. The Oak Brook-based chain will hold its first National Hiring Day online or at its restaurants April 19th to fill the openings. The move increases the hamburgers chain workforce by 7%. McDonald's operates 14,000 U.S. restaurants. 90% are run by franchisees.
While Charlie Sheen's Violent Torpedo of Truth tour did miserable in Detroit, he may have redeemed himself in Chicago.
The former Two and a Half Men star performed a sold-out show this Sunday at the Chicago Theater. 3,600 people cheered him on as he talked about failed marriages, pot smoking, and his live-in goddesses. Sheen also spoke to fans and handed out T-shirts before the event.
It's looking like things are finally warming up, but it's not all sunshine.
Newsbeat's Allison Rodriguez is here to tell us what to expect.
Yes, that's right. Good morning, guys. We're going to finally get that spring weather we've been waiting for, but it comes with a price. why don't we take a look outside right now and get to show you guys what's happening out there. Look at that beautiful American flag flying pretty high there with that 10-mile-an-hour wind. Not too bad. It's really sunny, and you guys see some of that cloud coverage, but the sun is going to break through that, and it's going to look pretty nice. Right now, we're looking at 42 degrees, heading up to the high of 53, but it feels like 30 degrees, so you guys are going to want to keep those coats on because it is a little chilly out there, but it'll warm up when you're in the sun. Winds are at 10 miles per hour, northwesterly wind. I'd say perfect conditions for baseball for those of you heading out to the Cubs game today. 40 degrees in Schaumburg right now, 40 in Downers Grove, 41 in Cicero, 45 in Oak Lawn, and 42 in Chicago, holding pretty steady. But again, those are going to climb throughout the day to our high. And looking at the Doppler, there's really nothing too much going on. That's just some existing cloud coverage, but nothing too crazy. You guys are going to be able to enjoy that day today with no rain in sight. It's when we get to the night that things are going to get a little bit rainy and soggy. So 45 degrees for tonight, but the low is going to be 30, 35, 70% chance of rain, so you guys are going to feel that a little bit in the evening. If you guys don't get that tonight, you will get that overnight and into the morning tomorrow, and it's going to be partly cloudy. Those clouds are going to be increasing throughout the night. Taking a look at the head of the week, Wednesday, going to be 61, so not bad. We're going to be heading up in those temperatures. It will get warmer, but we are going to get some of that rain too, low 44, 52 on Thursday, a little bit sunny though, 47 degrees is going to be the low. Friday, we're going to get some of that rain, again cracking into the 60s though, so that's going to be looking pretty nice. And looking ahead at the weekend, you guys do see some of those thunderstorms, unfortunately, but hey, look, we almost get to the 70s on Sunday, so I'm sure some people are going to be pretty excited about that.
Yeah, a lot of rain, but in the 60s, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. And thunderstorms are great, so it's great.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody loves a good thunderstorm, lightning. It'll be fun.
Exactly.
Thanks, Allison.
Next on Newsbeat, the Blackhawks are battling for a playoff spot. See how they did.
And Chicago's most flamboyant bull is getting recognized. This time, it's not for his hair color.
It's a different kind of fight club. We'll tell you why this not-so-angry mob is dunking it out.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Cotton balls. Duct tape. Spoon. Needle. Thread. Scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Yes, it's that time of year again. Baseball is back, and the Cubs and Sox have started out strong.
And the NCAA championship game was a wild one last night. Veronica Clough is here with all you need to know.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it was a very crazy night for sports last night. Butler and UConn went head-to-head in an NCAA championship game last night. It was one of the sloppiest championship games set on the largest college stage. Butler had one of the lowest shooting percentages ever, shooting only 18% from the field. Tyler Orlander heated up the second half with a three-pointer, taking UConn 23-26. Kemba Walker had a nice layup with 10 minutes left in the half as UConn takes the title with a final of 53-41. At 68, Jim Calhoun became the oldest coach to win the championship title. And Cubs back in the swing of the season, taking on the Diamondbacks at Wrigley Field. Some optimistic fans had the right idea early despite the cold. Alfonso Soriano takes the pitch from Joe Saunders and sends it into the left field seats. This was his second homer in 2 days and tied the game. Then Giovanni Soto hits one off the wall and makes it 3-1. The Cubs lead the way and go on to win 4-1. And Dennis Rodman is finally in the Hall of Fame, wedding dress and all. The Worm was an unforgettable character on and off the court during his 4 years with the Bulls. Rodman, a two-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year and five-time NBA champion, won 3 as a member of the Bulls. He is also the all-time NBA leader in rebounds. He will be formally inducted this August. And real quick, the Sox, Hawks, and Bulls all play tonight. Cardinals left fielder Matt Holliday is out indefinitely after having an emergency surgery to remove his appendix. And Tiger Woods will be chasing his 5th Masters championship this weekend at the Augusta National. So this week has been very crazy and very busy for sports. Last night we hit up the Cubs game. That was a lot of fun. Just a little cold.
But little empty in the stands.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to blame that on the weather.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks,
Veronica.
guys.
Thank you.
And normally you see pillow fights at sleepovers, not in public, but people in more than 130 cities all over the world took part in huge pillow fights as part of an International Pillow Fight Day. The events were coordinated by the urban playground movement. The idea was to encourage people to make use of public spaces.
That's it for Newsbeat. I'm Jennifer Sheehan.
And I'm Lucas Seiler. For Veronica Clough and Allison Rodriguez, we'll see you next week.